Hey, Socially Nina here, social media strategist and owner of Nina Simone Consulting. Welcome to Beginner's Guide to Awesome Graphics with Canva. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Canva. Canva is a very simple tool that you can use to create Facebook ads, Facebook banners, Twitter ads, anything that you can do in social media. Canva has a template for. So I am going to walk you step by step through creating some of these graphics that you usually pay for. So I'm sure you want to save money and create your own graphics. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Nina. I am a social media strategist, checklist champion, and owner of Nina Simone Consulting. Today you are going to be starting with the Beginner's Guide to Awesome Graphics with Canva. This is a two-part self-paced mini course. So there will be two separate videos. The second module will be coming out in a couple weeks. So I hope you join me for that second module as well. The course is geared towards those who have little to no experience with graphic design. So if you are not used to going online and creating your own graphics, or you're not a master at graphics, this is a great course for you. But also, if you do have some experience, you may learn a couple of tricks and learn a new tool, which is Canva. I highly suggest that you complete the checklist. This will help you actually put into practice what you're learning. And my method of teaching is, first I will show you, so you'll learn how to do the basic things, use tools and elements to build your graphic. And then you're going to practice. You're going to play around with the little items that I show you and try to recreate some of the things that I've done. And then at the end, you will create your own items and then post it to our Facebook group. So that is optional, but I encourage you to do so. In the Facebook group, Business Masterminds, you'll be able to post your creations, ask questions. If you're struggling with something that you may have learned during the workshop or course, I will jump on there and answer questions. And you could also get feedback on the items that you create. Last thing I want to remind everyone is go ahead and bookmark this page, so if you do have to take a break or come back to it later for any reason, you can find it easily. Okay, so what am I going to learn? I know that's what you're curious about. In Module 1, which is the module you're taking now and that we'll be going through today, you'll learn all about Canva and what it is. I'll walk you through creating an account. I'll also walk you through working with the design tools that we use in Canva. So that's the frames, colors, text, everything you need to create your own item. I'll show you how to delete, how to undo if you make a mistake, move items, resize items, and probably the most important part, I'll show you how to save items and share it. At the end of this course, you will be able to create your own photo collage, invitation to an event, and your own business card. In Module 2, we're going to go deeper into choosing the right colors, the right fonts, how to edit images and photos, the best way to arrange them, and using some little more advanced tools as far as how to make your pictures and your photos pop. At the end of the second module, you will be able to create branded images. What that means is you'll be able to add your logo to your images so no one can take them. And you can also create Facebook covers and ads. We'll be going over how to create all of these items. Okay, let's get started with Module 1. Remember, the first thing that we're going to be doing. So what is Canva? The creators call Canva a simple graphic design tool. It's a free online design tool that you can use to create different graphic designs. It's very, very easy. You have the option of just creating free items, and you also have the option of using some of their premium features, which are only $1. So still on the cheaper side, so you get awesome graphics without paying a lot of money. It is available on your desktop and your iPad. They released that late last year. And they have a lot of templates, so if you only have a few minutes, you can just pop your pictures in, change the text and images, and you'll be good to go. Canva does offer some minor photo enhancements, and I will be going through that. If you have a lot of changes to do to your photos, there is another tool that I recommend, and I will also be doing a course on that as well after this course. Canva's also allows you to share easily. So there's little buttons that allow you to either download or share on Facebook or Twitter without going through multiple steps. This is a list of a few things that you can create: social media posts, email headers, marketing materials, all kinds of stuff. But today I'm going to go ahead and take you through the application so you can see exactly what is available. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is create a Canva account. I would suggest using your Facebook. If you log on to Facebook frequently, that means you will not have an extra or additional password to remember. I know some of us have multiple emails and multiple passwords to remember. So if you connect with your Facebook account, it will ask you to log in. I would suggest selecting Keep Me Logged In. That way, each time you log into Canva, you don't have to put in your password and your Facebook information. It will keep you signed in, and you just come to the site and you'll be good to go. Okay, once you're logged in, if this is your first time, you will not see these items down here. These are actually different designs that I've already created, some for this course, some for other items. As you create items in Canva, they automatically save, and they are private. You'll see no one else can see those. And then you also have some public items. I don't have a lock here. So anything that has a lock is private. Anything that does not have a lock is public. When you start out a design, there's templates at the top. So I can do a social media post, a presentation. I'm going to go ahead and click on More. And you'll see that there are tons of options that you can select. What you select here depends on, or it helps actually select some of the templates that are available once you are in the application. So if you want to create an invitation, it will give you some invitation templates. If you're doing a Facebook ad, it will automatically default to the Facebook ad size. Okay, I'm going to start off really simple with just a social media post. This means I can post it anywhere from Twitter to Instagram. It's just the default size, and it's a square. I'm actually going to start. Okay, so notice that it does default to layouts. So Easter's coming up, so it defaulted to some of the Easter items that are listed here. You'll notice that some items say free, and others have the little $sign. We'll go through those in a little bit, but just to let you know that they do have all of these templates set up for you based on what we selected. I'm going to step back and go up to search. There are different categories here. So there's also, if I click on photos, there's free photos in here, and there's also premium ones. There are grids, which we will go over. There's shapes, icons, tons of things that you can choose from to make your graphic pop. There's text, and this is simple text that you can add to the screen and to your graphic. There's also some that have already been pre-formatted and laid out for you. Again, there's free and premium options. Background colors and textures, same options, free and premium. And uploads, you can actually upload your own pictures from your desktop, from Facebook, and if you have Google Drive, you can also now connect that. Okay, let's get started with just going through some of the items. I am going to pick a background first. And notice there's a little eye, so if I click on the eye, it does give you more information. I'm just going to go ahead and select the background, and it fills in the background for me. Okay, and if I want to add text, again, I just select what I like, and it adds it to the screen for me. So a couple of things at the top, you'll notice that you'll see that there's an arrow here. Say I don't like this, I can undo it and undo the background, and I'm back to where I started. You could describe what you're working on. So today we're going to do a social media post. Okay. Notice as I did that, it automatically saved. Anytime you make a change, I'm just going to add something, you'll notice that it's saving in the top right-hand corner. When you're ready, you can share or download it, and we'll go over that in just a little bit. Another way to get rid of something that you may have added to your screen that you don't want, you'll notice that there is a trash can here. So I can also click delete, and it's gone. Again, in the top right-hand corner, it automatically saves for us. Okay, let's get started. I am going to select one of our free templates. Okay, has a picture in the background, that's fine. What you can do is each element that you select, you'll notice that there are little lines, dotted lines going across. So that's how you know which item you're selecting. Again, dotted lines, dotted lines. Okay, if I'd like to change the color of anything, my favorite color is pink. So I'm going to select this item here. Here's the color. I'm going to click on the color picker, and I don't see pink here. So I'm going to click on the plus and pick my own color. Okay. As you pick your color, you can drag to make it lighter or darker, and you'll see a sample here as well as on the item you selected. Okay. I happen to know the color code of the color that I like, so I'm just going to type it in and hit my enter key. So as you're going through, if you find colors that you like, I would suggest that once you find the appropriate color, you write down your color somewhere so you can always use that same color. I want the bottom to match, so I'm going to click on the color picker again, and of course my last color is there. Okay. I'm just going to click away anywhere in this open space. Anytime you have text, you can change it. I'm going to change the color here. I'm going to pick my second color that I like, which is a blue color. Again, I just typed it in, and I'm going to press enter. Okay. I'll double click. Every time I double click, it selects all of the text. you'll notice that the text here covers the other text. I want to change that a little bit. So one, I am going to resize it, but I'm also going to resize the font size. So this box, again, is just for this text. I clicked on it once. If you see these 4 arrows, that means you're going to move the item. Okay, so my cursor has 4 arrows. If I want to resize it, you want 2 arrows. So I'm going to go over to this little white half circle, and you'll see that says stretch the element, and I'm going to stretch it to the left. And again, I'm going to look for those 2 arrows and stretch it to the right. Okay. Now select the box again. At the top here, in addition to the color picker, you can change the font. So maybe I want something a little more jazzy. Can't read that, so I definitely don't want that one. That one looks pretty good. I'm not sure that it matches with the graphic that I'm doing. So let's choose a better font. Okay, so I like that one. Now I'm going to choose the font size. You can either type it in, so I'm just going to hit 50. And again, I hit enter, and that looks pretty good. Now I'd like to change the color. Now I do want to stay in my color scheme. I don't want to go too far outside of it, so I'm going to try yellow, see if that works. I'm going to click away, and it actually looks pretty good. But against the background, it's a little dark. So again, I'm going to go to the color picker, and I'm going to pick a brighter yellow. See if I can get this right. Okay. I hit enter or click away, and that looks a little bit better to me. And I'm going to put here mini course. Notice there's a red, it's hard to see on this background, but it's a little red squiggly line. That's telling me I have a mistake, a spelling mistake. So I need to add a space there. Okay. This date doesn't matter. I'm just going to put my name. Actually, I'll go ahead and put the website. Hosted by Socially Nina. Okay. So we worked a little bit with the frames that we have here. We added some color. We also changed the font, the text a little bit, the colors. We resized a couple of things. So I think this one is ready to go. I am going to click on download, and I want to save it as an image. Okay, it's reminding us that the premium pictures are $1. We don't have any premium pictures. It would jump up or pop up, excuse me, and let us know that you have to purchase the image. So you will be warned if you do need to purchase it. Okay, so you now have the option to post it on Facebook, Twitter, or email it. I don't need to do any of those. And you may have noticed that it did not show us exactly where it downloaded. It defaults to download to your downloaded folder. I'm just going to open this here so you could see it. And there's our graphic. Okay, so now our graphic is automatically saved. We've downloaded it, it's private, so only we can see it. I am going to hop back out. So in the top you'll see your designs. Okay, and it's not really showing a preview here, but this is, I'm going to try to reload it and see if it does. Okay, it's not showing us a preview here, but our item is here. And if you like, say you want to show, design something similar, you can always copy it and it will create that same one, and you can go in and edit a second version of that. Okay, we'll come back and hopefully, I'm just going to try to refresh one more time. Okay, it's not showing us the designs anymore, but I'm going to go ahead and delete my second one that I did on, that I copied. So if you have the arrow here, there's an arrow on each one. I'm just going to click on the arrow and click on delete. If you make a mistake, it does give you the option to undo it. Okay, so next time you come back to this page, you'll only see one of those. I'm going to create a second design. So again, I'm going to do social media. And I just want to remind you, each time you create a new design, it opens a new tab at the top here. So it is easy if you want to switch between a couple of them. Just going to close that. This time, I'm going to use something that has what's called grids. And I'm just scrolling down here to see if I can find the one that I want. Okay, this one seems perfect. Okay, so as I mentioned before, some of the images are premium. You can tell by these little lines that go across them. It also says Canva that these are branded, so you would have to pay $1 for each image here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you how to add free images. I'm going to go up to search. If you'd like, you can search for some image. Okay. What I've noticed is that most of the time when you search for images, you'll find that you get a lot of premium images. There's one that's not. Woohoo! But if you just, I'm going to delete camera. If you actually just click on photos and browse through, a lot of the free ones are on the top. Okay, so this might be a little easier option for you. Okay, so I'm going to add some of these free images. And you'll notice that there are a ton of them. So I'm going to drag over this one. I like this one. And when I drag it over, you want to snap it into the grid. So as I hover over, I'm just dragging it. You'll see it fits into that little box, and I just let go. And it's added it to that grid. Let's pick a couple of other pictures. Here's a bridge. Again, I'm just going to let it go once it snaps into place. Not sure what this is. It's a train. Okay, so that's nice. And I'm going to pick a cityscape. Okay, so now I have my images. They're all snapped into the grids. And you can actually change the way these images look. So maybe I want these to be black and white. I'm going to click on one image. You'll notice that you now have the option of a filter. Okay, I'm just going to click an arrow over, and this one's called street. I like this one. So I'm going to click on each image and do the same thing. Okay. So now I want this to pop. So I'm going to click on the circle. Remember, you want to look for, make sure I'm clicking on the right thing. It's hard to get that here. There we go. These little lines are around the circle. It's the blue color. I'm going to click on the plus symbol. And I want this to be Let's do a purple color, okay? And I'm going to take this and I just double clicked again, and I'm going to make this a bright, maybe a teal color. It's not bright enough. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, that might work with a different font, so I'm going to choose a heavier font. Still need something a little brighter. Let's try yellow. Yellow works. Okay, again, I'm just going to double click on each one. I'm going to actually like it like that. So I'm going to change support to the same font that I had, and I'm going to change the font size, and we know that you can type in. I'm just going to estimate 70, maybe that will work, so it will fit. Okay, so everything fits in, and that looks kind of cool. Okay, so maybe I want to add my own website to this. I want to add my website address. I'm going to click on the text here, and there's different default sizes, or we can pick one of the text holders down here. We don't want to complicate this design by adding too much, so trying to see if there's something simple that might work. Okay, I'm going to use this diamond here, and it's free, which is great. Again, I'm wait till I see the 4 arrows, and that's the wrong one, so you want to be on the right one. And I want to move this to the corner. I'm going to double click and type in my website, and it's way too big, so I'm going to try for 18. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to change it to the same yellow I have up there, so it's not taking away from the design. Still need to move it a little bit, so I'm going to click on it. And remember, if you hover over these white items here, you can resize it. That looks pretty good to me. It's kind of hard to see, so let's see if I can put it in another corner. Much better. Okay. So now I've just created a flyer to show your support. Not sure what we're showing support for, but this could be a great online flyer, social media post, and you just add your text underneath or on your post explaining everything you need, maybe a link to what you want people to do. You'll want to add a call to action in your post. So again, I could download this, but maybe I want more people to see it. I'm going to uncheck the private, and I am going to explain what this is. Show your support for our community outreach program. For more information, please visit www.sociallynina.com. If you use hashtags, this is a great place to use them because if someone's searching hashtags or searching for different subjects, they may stumble upon your item. So I'm going to put the pound sign, which is your shift key, and number 3. So that's pound, and I'm going to say community. You want to keep these very direct. Outreach, donations, okay, support, and you can go on and on with those. But after I click on done, you'll notice that what I actually described is now up here, and it is now public. So that means if I go back to your designs, which I cannot see, it looks like they have a little issue there. It doesn't have the lock like this first one we did. So that means it's public. Okay, time to practice. Go ahead and pause the video and make sure that you bookmark the page if you haven't done so already, and start practicing. Play around with some of the things that I just taught you and try to recreate it. If you haven't done so already, use the link to print out the notes. In the notes, you'll have a couple of reminders about what I've taught you and how to do a couple of the things that we've went over. So now it's your turn to, one, create a Canva account. Then go ahead and create a collage or any kind of item that you want. You could select anything you want from the list and practice what we've done. Frames, grids, colors, text, you can add your own. You could choose from the templates. If you're really new to this, I would suggest choosing a template that has everything that you need now and one that is free. Okay? Reminder that if you do choose something with the little hash marks and Canva on the picture, it is $1 per image. As you're going through, you can delete things, undo, move, resize, and you can share if you want to. Just remember that this is your own account. Everything's private, so if you mess up, it does not matter. You can do whatever you need to do to practice in that account. When you're done, come back here and I'll teach you how to create some awesome graphics. Okay. Hopefully you had a good time practicing on what you've learned, and you may have some questions. If you do have some questions and you're not ready to continue, go to Facebook and find the group Business Masterminds. So just type in the top search bar and click on join. As soon as I get the update or the request, I will accept you, and you could post your questions in there. And that way, if you ask a question, someone else may have that same question, and I can answer it once for everyone. Okay, if you're ready to continue, let's move on. It is time to create. So you were playing around with the different elements. Now it's time to create a few specific items. We want to create a photo collage, invitation, and a business card. Okay, and you'll see these are ones that I have created in Canva, so it's very easy to create. And we'll get started now. Okay, I am going to start with the photo collage. So if I look through here, I believe this one is under events. Okay, I'm going to click on photo collage, and I'm going to scroll through. Again, you have your different items that are free, that are paid, and you can look through and see that you may find one that says paid. And if you have one that you really like, you can replace the image with a free image. So just because you find a design that may be a premium design doesn't mean you can't work around it. Okay, I'm going to look for the one that I created for the course. And there's tons of them in here, even one for a wedding. That's great. I'm going to click here. And notice this is a paid item. It's a premium item because it has these photos. So I am going to actually work around that and find my own photos. If you have a Facebook account and you logged in, you can click on Facebook and it will bring up all of your Facebook pictures. Okay, these are some of the ones that I've posted on Facebook. And if I like, I can take my little doggy and put it in there, or any of the other items that I have here. Okay. I've also uploaded some from my desktop. So if you click on upload your own images, you can then navigate to where you've saved them on your computer. And the same with Google Drive. After you've uploaded items, every time you come back, they will now be under uploads. So I'm just going to click here, and you'll see these are items that I've used. So I'm going to take a couple of the images that I have here, and I'm just going to throw one in here. Throw another picture here. Let's take this one, throw it over here. Again, I'm just snapping them into place. Let's use this one here. And let's find another one. Okay, and I'll show you if the pictures look like they're not lining up right. I am going to show you how to change that. We need one more picture. Why not? Let's choose this one. I'm just dropping it in there. Okay, a couple of things. So this one is not exactly where I want it to be. Okay, so I am going to crop it. Just going to move it over to where I want it to be. I can make it bigger. So again, it's the same tool, just resizing with the arrows. And when I find exactly what I want, I'm going to click on the checkbox. I also might want to filter this. So if I do filter, I can choose, I like this one just because it's called Epic, but I'm going to choose Festive. And notice it changed it a little bit. Okay, I can do that with each of these. Crop, let's move this over a little bit. Let's change this to, I'm actually going to choose Epic for this one. Okay, and you'll notice that these are diagonal. So this gives us a couple of other, the pictures are diagonal, so it's actually in my way right here. If I click up here, I'm going to choose another image because it's a little hard to see, for you to see that. There's a little arrow here, so I can actually twist it around to whatever direction I want. Okay, so again, I just hovered over the arrow and twisted it. I can now crop it and add any filter that I want. Okay, and as I mentioned before, my favorite color is pink, so I'm going to change the background color. I clicked on it and you'll see the dots indicating I'm selecting the background. And I'm going to go to, actually, I'm just going to click on the color here, color picker. It's hard to see here, so I'm going to click up here and see if I can. Sometimes it's a little off screen, so I'm just going to drag it this time. And I have a nice pretty pink color. Okay, and I might want to add some text here. So I'm going to find one of the pre-made text holders. So I'm going to find one that fits this. I actually might like this. So I can just drag it up here. Resize it just a little bit. Unfortunately, this one does not give you the option to change the colors. Just the text in here. Okay, so that might be good. So what I want to do is just save that. It's auto saved, and I may want to share it. So I can share that out if I'd like. So that is your photo collage. Now let's create a flyer. I'll go back to your designs. Click on the plus, and we're going to find Now there's marketing material flyers. I'm sorry, not a flyer. We're going to do invitation. There's marketing material flyers. I'm going to go down to events and click on invitation. Okay, we could do something very simple. I'll show you another trick. So I'm going to select this one. There's wedding invitations, there's birthday parties, all kinds of things. There's also, if you don't want to design and you just want to start from scratch, it helps you by giving you these photo grids so you can actually just snap your pictures into place. So those are kind of awesome. I'm going to go to my uploads and find this handsome man, and I actually want it to be the background. So notice as I move it around, it automatically snaps into place. So I just let it go. There is a filter on this. I actually like the way that is, but remember you can crop and filter it. I want to be able to see the text. So instead of using this box, I'm going to go up to search and go to frames. Okay, and actually not to frames. What am I looking for here? Shapes. There we go. Notice these look the same, but if you click on the eye here, this is a transparent square. This is a square with a border, etc., etc. I want a transparent square. So I'm just resizing it so I can put this behind my text. Okay. And I am going to change this color to a blue color so it matches the suit. Okay. You could see that it's transparent. You can see through it a little bit. So I like that. I'm just going to stretch it a little so you can't see the difference here. It's also in front of the text. I want it behind the text. So I'm going to click here and there's back. And look here towards the left as I do this, and you'll see that it shows which layer it's on. So I'm going to go back until it's behind all of the text. Okay, if I go too far, it's behind the image. So I'm going to bring it forward. I want it right behind the text. So again, I just clicked on the box and used the back. Okay. This is going to be a happy hour invitation. Remember, you can resize it and change the color. So I'm just going to stretch this out. And change the text to black. I'll put in happy hour. It's a little drowned out, so I'm going to make it yellow. Looks a little bit better. Let's make this, I'm going to click on the box so I can change everything. I'm going to make it a brighter color yellow. So I'm going to go here. Let's do something a little brighter. There you go. And I can just, let's call this the spot. That's where we're going. Okay, so right there I created the flyer. I may want to change this so it matches a little, so I'm going to click on the border. Maybe change this to a dark blue color to match his tie, so it's blue. I'm just going to drag it to the right so it's a little darker. Just kind of cleaning this up a little bit. Okay, and he looks a little drowned out, so I'm going to actually change the filter. Clicked on the background and change this, and let's try a couple. Okay, I like that a little better. And we're done. You post this on social media, you put all of your details in the post, and you have a flyer. and actually it's an invitation. But again, we can download it, we could save it, we can make it public so we can invite other people. You do want to change the name. Okay. And there we go. The last thing that we're going to create is a business card. So I'm going to close these because I have too many windows open. Okay. This was the main screen that we're at, the Your Design screen. And this is where you clicked on the plus symbol. And what we're going to do is choose under Marketing and Materials, Business Cards. And they have tons of templates. If you have a logo, there's not a lot of templates that you have to choose from. There's one way at the bottom here. But you can also use one of the grids here if you like to create your card. And then also under text, there's one where, so into text, you could add an image here with text under. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just make a regular business card. This is great when you don't have logos because you can kind of make it look like a logo. So I'm going to choose one that kind of stands out. Again, this is a paid one, but I'm going to use my own image as a background. So okay, so that looks nice, and I'm just going to change this to my initials. And of course, I want to change it to pink. Okay, and let's double click on the one under it. Change that to my name. Let's take Julia out of there. And let's change this color. I want my name to stand out, and I actually want it to be a little bigger. Again, these are the colors that I like. It's actually my branded colors. And I'm not a store leader. I am a social media strategist. And I'm going to select this and type in all my information. Instead of putting the address, because I'm not a physical brick and mortar company, I'm going to put my website. And I'm going to teach you a trick. When you click the arrow here, you can change the way the text looks. So I can make it bold, uppercase if I want. I can center it, and that's just across that little table. But what I really want to show you is the link. Okay, and I'll explain to you what that means in just a little bit. Okay, so I have my business card here. We have been downloading everything as an image. If you download it as a high quality PDF, you can then use that link. So if you're sending it out in email or anything like that as an attachment, they can click on that link. Otherwise, you can just save it as an image and you'll have your business card. If you are creating a business card, I would suggest making it public, and in the description, type exactly what your business does. Again, it gives you the opportunity to be found or picked up in searches. So that's an easy way to promote yourself free. Okay? And create your own photo collage, your own invitation, and your own business card. And again, I would love to see your progress and to see what you've done. Go to the Facebook group. Make sure you join the Business Masterminds Facebook group. Post your work and ask questions. Is there something that I left out? Are there more things that you'd like to learn about? What is it that you've learned from the course? And how did you like the course? Okay, again, make sure you bookmark this page and make sure if you are in Gmail that you move your emails that come from Nina at Nina Simone Consulting from the spam folder into your inbox. I will actually post a video on how to do that to make it easier for you.